What's going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? One Eyebrow back from the PT channel to talk about The Walking Dead and some discussion and an interesting theory about Jadis, and obviously, spoiler warning, if you're not up to date of the show, the series, you don't know what we're talking about, Season 8, the Season 8 finale, just in general, spoiler warning. Now, Jadis, who turns out to be Anne at the end of Season 8, is a very complex character. We're going to talk about her, the helicopter, Georgie, and a possible connection. But if you love The Walking Dead like we do, join our Walking Dead family by subscribing to the PT channel. It's easy. Just hit that subscribe button, and I hope you do. Now, Jadis came around in Season 7, and with these scavengers and these people that talk weird and a weird haircut looking like Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber. And it's just like, who is this character? And the fact that she went against Rick, that's not going to be in good graces. That's for sure. She takes, she doesn't bother. That's the motto of the scavengers. Well, the scavengers are gone. Jadis was the lone survivor, and I think that was all a front. I think the scavengers were a front and a weird way of living. In Season 8, we saw Jadis go to a box that was marked applesauce, shelf stable, times 20. So there's 20 probably cans of it. She took out the can, opened it, and started drinking some of the apple juice, and then probably eating some of the applesauce that was there. That wasn't refrigerated, by the way, but it turns out she has solar panels and probably a refrigerator somewhere, but it was in a box and it was hidden. So who is she hiding it from? Her group? How did she get it? I initially thought it was going to be from Alexandria, but when you see the mark on the can and you see the mark on the helicopter, especially in the thumbnail, we'll show a better zoom in picture right here, it looks to be the same symbol. Is it a biohazard sign? Is it a trinity? It's 3 circles intertwined. When's the last time we saw 3 people together? Talk about more of that in a second. But Jadis, Anne, I just call her Jadis because it's weird to call her Anne. But either way, how did she get this living situation? The living quarters here. It's pretty nice. Did the rest of the scavengers have this? Was she a privileged person? Does she know people of power, of wealth, of money, of significance? I think so. Jadis looks totally different. She's even going by a different name. What's her real name? Is she playing the Eugene card just to stay alive? And JSS? I think so. I think she's definitely a complex character that's going to stay alive for a while. She's into the art and kind of the hipster lifestyle, the photography. I think that she was using walkers and people and photography and art to trade with the people of the helicopter that are rich and powerful, that use the walkers and use that for entertainment, value, art. They have money, privilege, power, whether it's the Commonwealth or not. We've seen Winslow 2.0 and 3.0, and they know how to manipulate walkers and do things to them in an artistic kind of way. But they could have made the walkers really big weapons by putting metal all over their body, plus the brains, and the walkers would be really tough to defeat. But remember the time when they were trying to paint Rick and take pictures of Rick? And so who was Winslow beforehand? Was it a previous person that was from the helicopter people or scavengers or what? But people are a resource has been said numerous times. We'll talk about that line with Negan and Jadis in Season 7. But Jadis was the clear leader of this cult of the heapsters, the scavengers. I love the first name, the Garbage Pail Kids. Pretty cool stuff with that. But Simon came in and took them all out, leaving Jadis alive. But Jadis clearly knows the helicopter people, and she was going to use Negan for some reason. She kept checking her watch over and over and over again. It kept beeping with certain markers of time, and she had a certain amount of time. When she was moving Negan around, and clearly it looks like that she was going to take Negan with her, she could have easily killed Negan and let him turn, or left him there, or did something totally different. But the way that she tied him up on a platform that you could slide on the helicopter shows to me that she planned on taking Negan with her. Not sure exactly why, but the plan was probably to have Winslow 3.0 bite Negan, and then have Negan turn and then be a walker for these privileged people, wherever they're going, whoever they were. Well, remember the line between Jadis and Negan, where people are a resource? I think Jadis was asking for 10 or 12 people, whatever the final number that they decided on, that she was going to use them as art projects, as more Winslows. Because over and over again, we see all this art of sculptures, paintings, a lot of different things that they were making. I guess it's a good way to bide your time. People like to draw and paint, even in the regular world today, and sculpt and do a lot of good things. But in the zombie apocalypse, it's kind of boring, so maybe they're just doing it for that reason. But I think that they were making stuff for trade for the people that had the helicopter. Now, the people of the helicopter could be military, they could be rich, powerful, privileged, they could have a lot of resources, a lot of stuff to trade. And maybe they're so wealthy that they are bored. And boredom leads to looking for things to challenge, things to go out and about. And they came across Jadis, or Jadis and her people and knew these people, or Jadis knew the people and she took over this group, or whatever. Because remember, the trash dump, the junkyard, was just trash everywhere. How did they move all that trash into huge piles all over the place? It would take some pretty big equipment, and maybe the helicopter people helped them. Or just Jadis and her people used some equipment from the junkyard to move the trash around, because it's probably there as well. But ultimately, I think Jadis and her artistic group here were working in a trade agreement with some rich and powerful people. And I know a lot of people think it's the Commonwealth, and it could be. But to go from All Out War to the Commonwealth, you're missing out on around 48 issues of the comic. A big difference, a big gap. We'll see if it's the Commonwealth or not, or some other group, but I think it could be people that we've already seen. But Simon came in and disrupted Jadis and the Scavengers, and we'll see what happens going forward with Jadis, as she's going to be a member of Alexandria, or Anne, whatever you want to call her. I'm just not going to get used to calling her Anne, that's for sure. But I think the helicopter people could be connected with Georgie more than anybody. Because if you look at Georgie, she's well taken care of. She kind of has this big transport vehicle that's a little military-esque style. Also, Georgie and the twin girls are three people, kind of like the Trinity sign that we saw on the can and also the helicopter. And maybe it's just by coincidence, but Georgie and the twins could obviously be connected with the helicopter people. They are the helicopter people, because when they asked Georgie, "You've met other communities?" and she said nothing like this, did she meet the Scavengers before? Because they're nothing like Hilltop, that's for sure. You can't grow stuff there. You can't do stuff there. The stuff was dying at the Scavengers dump, the junkyard. Hilltop is fertile. You can plant stuff. You can grow stuff. That's very important to live off the land with the windmills and the silos and the sorghum and the grains. Very important stuff. That's what Georgie presented to Maggie. But what if the twins are helicopter pilots or military style? A key to a future is definitely going to be set up in season 9. Hopefully Georgie, the twins, the helicopter, and it all comes back around. I think so. There could be a huge 2-year time jump. We'll see if they're going to come back around. And just looking at the twins right there, they could easily be military pilots or military connected. The way they're dressed, the way they look, definitely have a military feel. So we saw the helicopter twice in season 8. We saw it from a distance. We didn't see it land. We didn't see who was in it. But I think we'll find out in season 9. Now, this has just been a general discussion of things, but it makes sense to go back to the Scavengers landfill at some point. And the fans are going to know that there are solar panels at the Scavenger junkyard that need to go back and get used. We see them here in the bad CGI. Also, Simon clearly commented about the helipad and the solar panels. The fans are going to remember that they have solar panels there. And if they're not going to go back and use them, that's going to be a pretty bad plot hole that we're going to be like, that's pretty dumb. They have solar panels there. Just replace them in Alexandria. But what's the future for Jadis? And I think it's going to be very interesting. She's going to be a member of Alexandria, as we saw at the very end of season 8 into the Fear the Walking Dead premiere, that she probably left to go back to Alexandria. Are they going to go back and use the Scavengers dump? See what's there? There's a lot of good supplies and resources there. The metal from cars, sheet metal, something there is going to be useful. You have stuff that you can use to build up the walls, build tools, something. You can figure out a way to use what's there for sure. Also, what else is there? I would love for them to elaborate on that, because it was very interesting the more we saw Jadis after her people died. What's the future hold for her? I don't know, but it better connect with the helicopter and the people there too. I'm not sure if it's the Commonwealth or not. That's an easy way out for the Commonwealth to be connected there. But if they showed it in season 8, it could be season 9 or season 10 that we find out. The Walking Dead loves to set up little connections and Easter eggs, little subtly, a little more subtle, and then boom, it just connects. It all comes around and connects. So how does it connect with Jadis being the lone survivor of the scavengers? And I thought this was pretty interesting that she's reading a book with a red cover. If you saw the blue paint theory, we talk about red and blue, and who also wears something red around their neck? Negan. So is she going to eventually help Negan? Because we all know that Negan's not going to stay in the jail cell, that's for sure. And Negan said that he'll be back here. So are they both going to go back to there? Do they connect with the helicopter people or not? But I'm excited to find out what's the future hold for Jadis, Negan, Alexandria, the future. And it's got to mean something that she changed her name to Anne, or was that her real name and Jadis was made up for the scavenger people or not? Also, do people know that she's going by Anne now? I mean, it was just Morgan that she told, so we'll see what happens in season 9. But what do you think, guys? What do you make of Jadis, the helicopter, and the connection with Negan, down the road, Georgie? I'm not sure what it is 100%, but it's just a nice discussion, video type of theory kind of thing. I'm excited for season 9. I know season 8 just ended, but things are looking up for the series. I thought season 8 was very good. I thought the finale was good. I like that they connected some things. They set the tone for season 9, set some things up for season 9 with Jadis. I'm excited for it. How about you guys? Let me know your thoughts. If you're on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, of course, we are at the PT channel, a lot of different social media. Our other channel is the Walking Dead News channel. We do live streams there on Sundays. We're going to be posting more and more videos down the road. Both channels will get utilized for Walking Dead content. Subscribe to both channels so you don't miss out, guys. We have a goal of 100,000 subscribers on both channels. We have prizes and giveaways coming up. And to be eligible to win, you got to be a subscriber on both channels. Remember, guys, believe in yourself. If you can dream it, you can do it.